Hey everybody! So I'm really hoping you can't hear the marching band right now, which you probably can. It took me like 20 minutes to find a spot outside with no people to make this video because the lighting in my dorm room is absolutely terrible. So, my name is Erin and I am doing Women's History Year for the month of November. I thought that for this month I would talk about someone who's really responsible in a lot of ways for the direction that my life has taken in the past year, and that woman is Melissa A. Favello. A lot of you Spark girls might remember her from doing the vlogging workshop on our retreat in August. If you're not familiar with her or her work, she's a feminist blogger and editor for Everyday Feminism, as well as a domestic violence and sex educator. She's got a Master's of Education from Widener University with a kind of specialty in human sexuality. The program that she was in was focused on education in the field of human sexuality, the only master's program in the country that does this. And she's just like such an awesome and amazing person. I found her and her work about a year ago. I watched one of her vlogs for the Representation Project, which is an organization based off the documentary Misrepresentation, and Melissa does monthly vlogs for them. I saw one of her videos and I was just like immediately infatuated. She has this like magnetic energy and she pulls you to her. So then after that I started tweeting at her, tumbling with her. I was very expressive of my love for her, to put it mildly, and she was very receptive to it though. And we kind of formed this like little internet friendship. At that point I was starting to do a lot more of my own projects and my own work, and a lot more blogging and writing, and I was always sharing my stuff with her and the rest of the world. And she was always very encouraging and was always really willing to look at my stuff, and I thought that was really cool and I really appreciated it. And she was kind of like my mentor in many ways, and in my mind, like, that is who she is, or was. Well, kind of both. What I think I love the most about Melissa is her resilience. She used to be a high school English teacher, actually, in a former life, and eventually she went through a quarter-life crisis after a few years of teaching. She just kind of took a few years to figure out her life. She went to volunteer in India, she worked at a juice bar, and then she went to graduate school for human sexuality and realized that feminism was her calling. And she really started to hustle. She started her own website, Tough X Cookies. She started vlogging for the Representation Project, which I mentioned earlier. She was working for Adios Barbie. She was just getting out there, getting her name out there, and just doing so much incredible work and really just building a name for herself. And I just think it's so incredible how far she has come in just a couple years. Like, I can't believe that she's only done feminist activist work for a few years. I mean, you would think she's done it her entire life with her skill level and the amount of knowledge that she has. So then naturally I took all of this inspiration from Melissa and was like, I want to be like Melissa, and I want to be awesome, and I want to make a difference, and I want to like be somebody awesome. This whole feminism thing. In January of this year, I started kind of looking for some internships and different opportunities so that I could gain some more experience and really like get really knee deep into activism. But like everything that I found was in DC or New York City, and since I don't live in either of those places, I was really disappointed because I thought that finding an internship living in Ohio was pretty unlikely to happen. And during this time, I was following all of Melissa's writing, and she was writing mostly for Adios Barbie and Everyday Feminism, and I saw that she had tweeted about Adios Barbie hiring interns. I applied and I was really nervous, I remember. And I was just like, I want to work for Melissa, because she was actually the one who was going to be like in charge of the interns and in charge of hiring the interns. Sadly, I was not chosen for the Adios Barbie internship by Melissa, but actually I think that worked out for the best, which you'll see why in a second. A few months later, Everyday Feminism was hiring online community managers. And since I was kind of turned on to their site by Melissa, but I was not just reading her writing, I was reading the articles on the website at least a few times a week. When I saw this, I was like, I should totally apply for this. This is totally me. It was another virtual opportunity, which obviously works with where I live. And I actually got an interview, which I was kind of shocked just because Everyday Feminism has such a huge following that I figured hundreds of people must have applied, and like I had no chance of ever getting this. And when I actually got the job, I just freaked out. I couldn't believe that I had actually been chosen, and I was just so excited though, and I was just so excited to be able to do something like this where I was going to get like so much experience and getting to work really closely with some really awesome feminists, and I just thought it was like meant to be. I interned there this summer, and I actually have continued through the fall of this year. I also am a contributing writer for Everyday Feminism. It's just opened so many doors for me, and it's been such an amazing experience. I feel like it's changed my life in so many ways, and just even the way that I operate and think about things. And the reason that I wanted to share this story with you is because I think it's important to remember that you can change the direction of your life. It's really important to be unafraid and to try a bunch of new things and to just go for it, even if you think that you're gonna fail. And that by taking choices and chances and risks and having the courage to stand up and change your life when everyone else might not understand it, it can be, I think, one of the most powerful acts of self-care that you can do for yourself. And that's something that Melissa did. You know, she just totally decided that she wanted to do something else with her life, and that teaching was just not going to fulfill everything that she wanted to do. And, you know, she had the courage to do that and stand up and decide to do something different and to really just take a really big risk and give up, you know, this whole life that she had created for herself. And I just really admire that kind of quality in someone. You know, I was thinking that none of the women in history that we think about as being such badasses or amazing feminist activists, if none of them had taken chances or been unafraid or decided to uproot their cozy, comfy lives and dedicate themselves to this work, then we wouldn't be where we're at, and we wouldn't know about these incredible people, and our world wouldn't be as changed as it has been in the last couple hundred years. And, you know, I just think about if Melissa had decided to stay a high school English teacher, and even like what that means not only for her life but for my life, because then I probably never would have connected with her, and I probably never would have worked for Everyday Feminism, and that has changed my life for the better in so many ways. And just thinking about how that one act of courage on Melissa's part has probably changed the lives of, I know, not just me, but thousands of people that look up to her and that she works with. I just think that's incredible, and we need to remember how important our life choices are and how what we do really can impact people, and that taking a risk is definitely scary, but it can be the most incredible thing that you'll ever do for yourself and even for other people. It's important that we pay it forward to other women, and we help mentor other girls and help them to take chances and risks and really help other people to do these really empowering acts, help to create this next generation of amazing feminist activists that are going to change the world. Thank you for watching, everyone. I will leave Melissa's stuff in the description, and you should definitely follow her, check her out. Mwah.